Last year, Colorado had extremely low expectations when it came to their performance on the field. To many, they smashed those low expectations, going 4-2 and 3-1 in conference, and was ranked in the top 25 at one point. But how will they do this year? Let's talk about that. We are now almost done with the month of July, meaning we are now in prime Preview Magazine season as the college football season quickly approaches. Over the next 2 months, I will be previewing every college football team, yes, all 130, and in this episode, I will be looking at Colorado. Like I mentioned before, last year Colorado went 4-2 and went 3-1 in conference. They played in their second bowl game since 2007 according to Athlon this past season and look to build on that. Colorado returns 83% of their production from last year, which ranks 12th nationally. On offense, they return 86% of their production, which ranks 16th nationally, while they return 81% of their production on defense, which ranks 27th. Last year, Karl Dorrell was coaching his first season with the Buffs and went on to win the Pac-12 Coach of the Year. He has an overall record of 39-29 throughout his career. Dorrell became the third head coach at Colorado in 3 years and the fifth head coach in 10 years. He served as the offensive coordinator at Colorado from 1995 to 1998 before becoming the head coach at UCLA from 2003 to 2007 before jumping to the NFL and serving as an assistant in recent years. He wasn't hired until February of 2020 due to the global health crisis, was unable to coach his first practice until October. Dorrell told Athlon, "I'm very driven and passionate about getting this thing right. I think the pivotal years for that to happen, for it to change and to be set in foundation and done are the first couple years. That really sets the trajectory of where you're going, and there's still a lot of work to do." Chris Wilson was promoted to defensive coordinator after serving as defensive line coach last year. He also served as the defensive line coach from 2000 to 2004. Darren Shiverini took over the offensive coordinator position. He spent the previous 4 years serving as the wide receivers coach and the interim head coach when Mel Tucker left. On offense, Colorado returned 6 starters, but there will be question marks surrounding the quarterback position. Sam Neuer was thought to possibly transfer before he became the surprise of last year and earned second-team Pac-12 honors. He struggled during the second half of the season and also underwent off-season shoulder surgery, causing him to miss spring practice before later transferring to Oregon State. Tennessee transfer JT Shrout and Brandon Lewis will battle for the starting spot. Lewis made his debut in the Alamo Bowl, leading the Buffaloes to 3 touchdowns last season. Shrout played in 8 games while at Tennessee, making 1 start, throwing for 494 yards, 5 touchdowns, and 3 interceptions. The running back unit is deep and talented. After 2 ACL tears, Jarek Broussard came out of nowhere during the 2020 season. He rushed for 301 yards against Arizona and had 4 consecutive 100-yard games in his first 4 career starts, becoming the first Colorado player to start his career achieving that feat. Broussard finished 3rd in rushing yards per game with 149.2 and won Pac-12 Player of the Year honors. Colorado's leading rusher from the 2019 season, Alex Fontenot, returns after missing all of 2020 with a hip injury. Ashad Clayton, a 4-star recruit from the 2020 class, should get into the mix as well. Whoever is starting at quarterback will have a deep veteran receiving core with 8 players returning with starting experience. Although they lose Katie Nixon to USC, they should be led by Dimitri Stanley and Levante Chanot. Brendan Rice was explosive at times and could be a star this season. Tight end Brady Russell missed most of last year and could be a critical player this season. The offensive line loses 1 starter from last year, left tackle William Sherman. They should be led by center Colby Purcell and tackle Frank Phillip. They also had Ohio State transfer Max Ray and Iowa transfer Noah Fenske. 7 of Colorado's 8 offensive linemen return as they combined for 58 career starts. On defense, Colorado returned 6 starters and will be looking to run a more player-friendly system. They plan to be more versatile when it comes to the scheme. On the defensive line, they lose second-team Pac-12 lineman Mustafa Johnson. They returned 4 defensive linemen who had starts in 2020, with 3 of those players combining for 35 career starts. They also had Arkansas transfer Blaine Toll at the defensive end. According to Phil Steele, Colorado has the 7th best linebacker core in the nation. Leading tackler from last season, Nate Landman, returns after playing extremely well last season, but missed the second half of the Utah game and the bowl game. He recorded 9 tackles for a loss last season. Outside linebacker Carson Wells led the FBS with 2.67 tackles for a loss per game and was the number 2 tackler for Colorado. They also had Notre Dame transfer Jack Lamb and Oklahoma transfer Robert Barnes. When it comes to the defensive backs, Colorado loses Darian Rakestraw. Isaiah Lewis had a breakout year last year and will look to repeat the success this year. Cornerbacks Mekhi Blackmon and Christian Gonzalez formed a solid duo and look to do so again this year. Mark Perry and Chris Miller are talented when healthy, and 6'4 safety Trustin Oliver should also be in the mix as well. Overall, there is a lot of talent in this unit. The issue is, Colorado plays a brutal schedule as they look to win more than 5 games for the second time in 13 seasons. Their opening month will reveal a lot, with them playing the 9th hardest schedule in the country according to Phil Steele. Athlon projects them to go 5-7 and 4-5 in conference play, finishing the season as the 62nd ranked team in the nation, while ESPN projects them to win 4.8 games and 3.2 conference games. I believe they will finish the season 4-8, going 3-6 in conference play. I believe they win their season opener against Northern Colorado before losing 4 straight games at Texas A&M, a game being played in Denver, Minnesota, at Arizona State, and home to USC. They go into their bye 1-4 and will look to regroup and will bounce back with wins over Arizona and at California before losing at Oregon. I believe they beat Oregon State at home before losing their last 3 games of the season at UCLA, who will be coming off their bye, home against Washington, and at Utah to finish the year. That being said, I would not be surprised if they pull off some upsets this year and surprise a lot of people. I mean, they did do it last season. But what do you think? How will Colorado do this season? Let me know in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, check out my other videos in the preview series. Don't forget to leave a like, share, and subscribe to the channel, and as always, remember to embrace the grind.